Are you really busy and you don't want to have to do things twice? I got a couple tips for you. But again, only if you're busy, and especially like if you want to see hummingbirds and butterflies. Let me show you what I did today. Over here, I planted corn last year. This is in my front yard. I planted corn. And then when I was weeding, anytime I was weeding these front beds, I started piling debris up here. So some things are weeds that I want, like carrots, because butterflies lay their eggs on carrots. Chamomile, which is medicinal as well. And there was some dill in here also, so I wanted to keep those. So what I do is I let all the vegetation stay on the bed until I'm actually ready to plant in it, because nature cannot stand bare space. So there was no sense in me clearing the bed out first and then having to cover the bed to keep it from getting weed seeds on there or getting things digging in there, and then planting. So what I did is I weeded as I was planting. And while I was weeding, I was also putting in my spring bulbs that are done. So I've got a row of spring bulbs here. I was thinking about the pathways. So while I was weeding, I'm putting the green weeds as much as possible in this bucket for the ducks and chickens. There's some over here, I'll grab those. But then I would make a hole, put a flower in, bury it back up again, and go to the next one. I'm also thinking about the height of the flowers. These are all zinnias and sweet potato vines. So these were shorter toward me. That's the same height. These two are the same height. And then in the middle, I have some taller ones. But then over here, I have red ones. There's a red one there. But the red is to specifically attract the hummingbirds, because they are attracted to the color red. Now, the fun fact is that butterflies like all the colors. Hummingbirds like red mostly, and purples, red and purples. So I have some purples over here in my raised bed here. But bees do not like red very much. They can't really see it. It looks brown to them. So if you wanted to plant for hummingbirds and butterflies and not for bees, maybe you have a family member who's allergic, then go ahead and plant red flowers. So another thing I was thinking of is, again, how wide are my pathways? Can I reach the edges? And I said, no, that's as far as I can reach from the grass area, so I need to put a path. And I made sure I stepped on it, and I make sure that I know I can get through here even when all the flowers are blooming, because it's important for maintenance. I will get more zinnias when I deadhead them, because the plant will say, oh no, I don't have seeds. I need flowers to make seeds. I need to grow more flowers. You can see somebody has deadheaded these already, and now they're on 3 different stems. Probably, yep, down here. You can see where they deadheaded at some point. They've been pinching them back. Someone's cut here, probably at the flourish at the nursery. So I need to be able to maintain the beds that I create. Okay, so I can get to them from the driveway, but I can also get to them from here, and I can also get to this middle bed where my chamomile is. And I've got a really tall one here and another red one here. Oh, I got to put him in too. So I had to think about, there's one pathway there. Here's another pathway. Here's my raised bed pathway. I have to read that, but that's last on my priority list. I want to get plants in first. But here's another pathway. This pathway is actually going to merge into the scarf pathway, so I can walk through. And this looks like maybe a carrot plant. So I can walk around the carrot plant. That's not a problem unless I already... No, I didn't pick it yet. But it merges into this scarf pathway. The scarf pathway, you won't be able to see from the driveway because the flowers will grow up. They'll grow up taller, especially these really ones. Those are like 2 to 3 feet tall in the middles, so they'll get lots of sun. And then I've got my red along here. And then if I wanted to maintain in the middle... and look at this milkweed maybe for eggs and caterpillars, I could do that. So my main tip, the main reason I went live is because I wanted to tell you that you do not have to clear the beds first. Because people are, they don't have a whole lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. And so if I can show you tips that help you, or or discredit things that you've heard before. I want to do that. And the other part is, and this is not a popular opinion sometimes, is that you don't have to grow everything from seed. If you don't have time or room or space, then buy the stuff that's already there. Buy the stuff that's already at the nurseries. They're ready for you. They're waiting for you. Go in on some of them with some of your friends if you want to. Yes, I can save seeds now from these. As those flowers get really ripened and the flower heads get, the petals get very, very dry, then I can harvest those seeds for next year, yes. But if you don't have the room for it, don't sweat it. So I've got milkweed over there. I've got milkweed here. I've got a big plant here. And there's a little plant here. Nope, that's not it. These are the little plants here. And I think I've got some over on that side too. I also have a whole bunch over there. So it's not like I'm missing milkweed. But I just want to make sure that I can get to these plants to examine them and see how they are doing. This year for this bed, I plan to outline it with the corner bricks and the 2x6s, and I only have to do 1, 2, 3 sides. So I've got 4 bricks, and I'll have 3 pieces of wood to line the bed, and that's just going to kind of give us a physical barrier, a visual barrier of where the flowers are. I did strategically plant some yellow ones as like a cautionary thing for when my husband, when he comes through with the lawnmower. He is colorblind, so it's happened more than once where he's gone through with the tractor, unfortunately, and he didn't see the plants because, you know, he's colorblind. I'm not going to fault him for it. And he accidentally ran them over. So, again, you do not have to clear the beds first to plant. Because what happens is these are breaking down on the surface. And they also, if I put these back like I'm going to here, if I put them here, they're keeping other seeds from actually growing and germinating in here. Keeping them from landing in here and germinating in here. What was that? Oh, that's probably chamomile, but it's gone. So that's okay. And I just laid it down flat on the soil. Also, that's another thing I love to do. Oh, there's another milkweed right there. Oh, I showed you that one. Another thing I love to do is if the weeds do not have seeds on them, is I would pull them and lay them on the ground. That can go for nearly any weed that you have. Pull them and lay them on the ground. They'll break down, they'll cool the soil as they're breaking down, and they will prevent weeds from getting in there. But right now, I am going to rake up the green ones, give them to the flock, so they have nice green veggies and stuff to eat for now. They do go out, but they go out later towards sunset. They'll benefit from that. Plus there's bugs in there that they're going to love. And I'll come back. I've got some rain barrels, and I'm going to get rainwater in some watering cans. And then I will just come in and I will water these all down. I will make sure that I'm stepping on my pathways to make sure that I can come and go. And I likely will take some cardboard and lay them on the pathways with landscape staples. So they're stuck in the ground and they're not going to go anywhere when I'm walking around and things like that. So just figured I would keep you up to date. You can see here's my corn. It rots in the ground, and so these are really easy to dig up. Super easy. But I don't know if you've already planted or not. I'm just hoping to save you a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a little bit of energy. I will also have these bright colored sweet potato vines, and they're going to actually line the sides of the pathways and line things that can't be stepped on. So they're going to come around, and that will guide whoever in walking on the pathways and not stepping on the plants. Again, nature, she hates empty soil, so she's going to put weeds in their place for you. And if they're not weeds you like, then you don't want them. But if they are weeds you like, you can either leave them in, or you can plant around them. And like, so this one, here's a grass weed, but it's gone to seed. I don't want that on the soil or near the soil. That's going to go to the flock. That's going away. Anything that's grass is going to go away. All right, so Happy gardening, happy summer growing, happy summer sunshine. And I hope you see butterflies and hummingbirds too. And I will come back after I get that border installed and clean all this stuff up. I'll come back and show you what that looks like later on.